𝗲𝗂𝗏 sets an all-time high. What's next? Let's get into it. So Chris, 𝗲𝗂𝗏 set another all-time high. And, we're thinking, what could possibly be next here for the one token? As we get into this, guys, if you do find it useful and informative, then do go ahead and hit that like button. We both really do appreciate it. And if you want to know more about the hidden gems, learn about new cryptocurrencies, and make money, then why not go ahead and subscribe? By subscribing, you're going to be kept up to date with everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. It is free, you'll be kept well informed, so why not? And with that said, Chris, should we jump over to the desktop and see exactly what's going on with 𝗏𝗲𝗏, or is there something else that you'd like to tell the guys?
Yeah, I was just going to say, let us know in the comments below, what do you think the all-time high is going to be this year for 2021? Let me know. Really interested.
Fantastic. I'm interested to know as well. Let us know what your thoughts are. Right, let's jump over to the desktop, take a look at these charts and see exactly what's going on with 𝗲𝗏𝗏.
Let's do it.
Absolutely. So here we are with 𝗲𝗏𝗏 to the USDT. This is the daily chart, and they're using Binance as our data source. We have the low level of our Fibonacci here at the 11th of March, right? And we rode this up to that high point on the 24th of March. Now, one thing that's interesting is here we are just a few days later on the 29th of March, and we set another all-time high without actually doing a full correction, or at least hitting the 618 area of the Fibonacci retracement zones. And that's an interesting thing, right? Because normally it's these three that we hit, within the Fibonacci retracement tool. And the fact that we haven't actually hit these may indicate that actually we haven't even found the top. And that was kind of confirmed earlier today, where we set a new all-time high just above that of the previous high. And therefore, maybe this rally to the upside hasn't actually finished yet at all. And we still have a little way to go before we get that correction to the 618. So let's get into this in a little bit more detail and see exactly what is going on. We can see that we have that new candle here with a high of 22.4 cents. Whereas previously it was at 22 exactly. So 0.4 doesn't sound like a lot, but in terms of 𝗲𝗏𝗏 and some of these lower value coins, those points really do make a difference. And so ultimately we are moving up a little bit at a time. Without hitting the 618, this is a continuous motion to the upside. With that being said, the volumes are also decreasing over time here. So a steady decreasing volume, they are running out of steam slowly. Now, in the most recently, yesterday, we have had a small volume decrease, but it was an increase the day before. So things are interesting in terms of the volume. Micro views are still showing us a bit of a decline. The overall macro view is also a bit of a declining volume. The moving averages are way below where our candles are, so we have to watch that carefully as well, because we have got this gap between our average costs of the token and the current cost of the token. We were overbought on our RSI here, and we are still so at 71 on this chart. Briefly bringing it back down below that 70 line, it is above the 70 now, so we're watching that a little bit closer. And obviously the MACD, which follows the RSI, is also in very much a bullish state here. There's no negative crosses yet. So let's take a look, Chris, at the 4-hourly chart and see if that shows us anything different. And here we can see that 50 moving average actually working as a bit of support for our candles. And we can see also that the 786 zone here is acting as a bit of support for us as well. So the potential is maybe a decrease in value down towards that support area of the 786, which seems to go inside with our 50 moving average. We'll watch that closely. We do have some decreasing volumes here, and the bigger macro view is, of course, a decreasing volume. So things have kind of corrected from a volume perspective quite nicely. We are also incredibly low, which means that's pretty good for moving back to the upside if that volume kicks back in. We do have an RSI that was above 70 briefly here and has corrected quite nicely down to that 54 level. So, it could be a little bit better if it was nicer and low, but it's still a pretty good position for a nice swing to the upside on a 4-hourly chart. So not a bad retracement so far in the RSI. And we can see that there's a few crosses here on this MACD, and there's going to be another one imminently. So I think we could see this thing come down a little bit lower before we start seeing, another push to the upside and setting another all-time high. But let's confirm what is going on with the hourly chart as well. And here on the hourly, we can see that we are using that 50 moving average as an area of support here, and it has been an area of support over here as well. It was also a bit of a barrier as resistance, and the 200 moving average was an area of support over there. And interestingly enough, we are currently using the 50 moving average as a support, and the 200 moving average is coinciding with our 786 Fibonacci area. So again, that's the 18.1 cent zone. So things are looking like there's a maximum decline hitting around that 18.1, but they may not actually need to do that at all, and we may have found the bottom at the point of recording this video, and that comes in at 19.4. So that'd be interesting to see how that plays out. The volumes are incredibly low at this point on this hourly chart, Chris, and I can see this thing going places in the near future. We have a pretty low RSI at 43, and that's quite nice to my sweet spot. I like to get it down to 40 before we have a swing to the upside. It gives us a nice amount of room to play with. But nonetheless, it's in a pretty good spot for moving to the upside now. So definitely polar opposite when you look at the hourly versus the daily, and even the 4 hourly. They all kind of tell us a slightly different story. And because of these charts are a little bit out of sync, it makes me think that actually the one token hasn't actually reached its all-time high yet. So let's go ahead and pull this back up into that daily with an RSI that is just about overbought. And, that is very different to the hourly, which is showing us somewhere down here at 43. I think there's another swing, and we're going to see this thing potentially move up into that overbought status once again and potentially set another all-time high. So I think the run, Chris, just hasn't even started yet for Harmony here, and we could be moving on out of this zone much sooner than we first thought. So one to definitely watch out for. Chris, is there anything you want to add on the prices or the charts at this point?
Not really. I think, we're just going to see it pop again. I feel it's one of those. I think there's I guess liquidity issues, at least that's the excuse that's being bandied around, with exchanges stopping individuals from withdrawing their Harmony One from their platform or platforms. So yeah, it's interesting. I think we're going to see some more price discovery, and yeah, I kind of feel like with Ethereum's scaling and gas fee issues, the fact that there's been a delay, I guess, with the smart contracts from Cardano, that Harmony have got an opportunity to push up a little bit on the rankings, and I think it's going to be an interesting time.
I think so too, Chris. It's going to be very interesting to see how Harmony One, react to everything that's going on here. And I think they're in a pretty unique and strong position as it stands. So definitely one to be watching out for. Chris, should we talk a little bit about the pool, because it's doing incredibly well at the moment?
Yeah, so the pool's doing really well. I think what we're looking at 11 or 12% for this epoch, Nick. I can't remember what you said.
Well, I can check that. Bear with me 1 second. And we can just load this up here and we can check out the stats. So as I come into our cheeky one pool here, we're currently running at about 12.5% for the current epoch, with a 10.2 in the previous. So things are looking pretty good so far for the Harmony pool. I mean, we've got 15.3 million currently staked, and really good motion so far. We have had a high of 19.5% on returns and a low which came in at 5.9. That was when we were kind of, trying to test out to see what best configurations are needed. Now we understand how to game the system a little bit more. We're kind of steadily getting in that 10% range and trying to always better this return. So currently we're going to be looking for a 12% on the current epoch, and if we can, we'll continue to push that up higher and higher. Currently, Chris, I think we need push this value probably up to around that 18 to 20 million zone. That will give us a nice sweet spot to continue adding additional shards. We're currently running on shard 0 and shard 2, 2 slots on shard 2 and 1 slot on shard 0. So 3 slots overall, which means it's about 5 million per slot. So we're running pretty optimally at the moment. Ideally, we would like to get that more optimized, but until more validator, I guess more people come in and stake into our pool, the validator will be limited to trying to optimize around 3 slots at the moment. So definitely one to be paying attention to, because I think there's huge potential in lucrative passive incomes being made with the Harmony pool. So really good stuff going on here, Chris.
Yeah, there's lots of chat in the Telegram group in particular, link in the description, around the rewards, and I think the output is lots of people are very happy with the juicy rewards they've been receiving, which is fantastic to read.
Fantastic. So hopefully, guys, you did find this video useful and informative. If you did, then please do go ahead and hit that like button. We both really do appreciate it. And if you want to know about hidden gems, learn about new cryptocurrencies, and make money, then why not consider subscribing to the channel? By subscribing, you're going to be kept up to date with everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. It is free, and you will be kept well informed, so why not? And with that said, we hope everyone has a fantastic day, and we'll catch you all in the next one.
Yeah, take care.